I'll show you the voice control now, and you just hold the button down and it'll launch your voice control. Play artist David Bowie.
Playing songs by David Bowie.
Iggy Pop and I.
And there you go. It's playing. If I go to the iPod now, it's playing David Bowie. And, you know, pretty cool. When I did the unboxing video, I kind of goofed around with the voice control. I didn't have any songs loaded up, didn't really know how it worked. Didn't work that well for me, but it actually works quite nicely. We'll do another one. Call Cactus Taqueria.
Calling Cactus Taqueria.
There you go. It doesn't know how to pronounce Spanish words, but it did call Cactus Taqueria. So pretty good. The voice control, very simple. Works pretty well. You've got the digital compass also, which in and of itself isn't that big of a deal, but, you know, paves the way for turn-by-turn navigation apps and all kinds of other stuff. You know, the big story here, I think, the speed bump. We did the speed test. You can watch that. It is noticeably a little bit quicker. You know, things open up a little bit faster. But I've been having problems, and here it is right on cue. I've been having problems with screen freezes like that. The screen responsiveness, just for some reason, has been real hit or miss with this device. I also sometimes have it just totally freeze up, where I have to hit the lock/unlock button to get it to snap back to working. Oftentimes it'll happen on the home screen where the unlock slide won't work. It worked then, but definitely having, you know, some issues with it. I tried restoring the software. That didn't help. So I might have just gotten a bum device. I've talked to a bunch of people online who have the 3GS. Some of them having issues, some aren't. Also other issues been reported, overheating, stuff like that. And then also just the 3.0 software. Again, I know people who have the 3.0 software works perfectly. I know other people who are having freezing and glitching. Again, very similar to what I'm having with this device. So, you know, hard to say if it's the device or build quality issues or the 3.0 software that's causing some of those issues. Overall, you know, again, it works like the iPhone, like the original iPhone. If you have the original 3G, you know, there's not a whole lot here that you can't do that you can do on the 3G. And the 3.0 software is really the big deal with the push notifications, the widescreen QWERTY board, that kind of stuff. A quick note about the carrier. AT&T service here in the San Francisco Bay Area where I live and work and test phones has been atrocious. It's just been amazingly frustrating and horrible. I actually called, and after spending a long time on the phone with tech support, they credited me, you know, they gave me some money back on my service. Because I pay for this phone. We get a lot of review phones from people, not from Apple, at least not yet. So I, you know, bought this phone, and I use many different phones for my personal phone, but I pay for this service because, you know, I have to. And anyway, they, you know, it's just been really bad here lately. The 3G reliability, not that great, but the voice, mostly it's the calling that I see, you know, not the data so much as the calling. Lots of drop calls, lots of bad call quality, just not really very good. So that's been an issue. It's not an issue everywhere in the country. You know, it depends where you live and work and use your phone. But, you know, other phones I've been testing, Sprint, Verizon in particular, but even T-Mobile, better voice quality, more reliability than AT&T here in the San Francisco Bay Area. So overall, the iPhone 3GS, I give it a reserved thumbs up in the sense that as a device on its own, it's still one of the most versatile, certainly the most media entertainment friendly smartphone on the market, one of the most user friendly smartphones on the market. After a couple of years, you know, the iPhone OS and the multi-touch screen still state of the art. But where iPhone's getting surpassed now is in the way of connectivity and messaging notifications and that kind of stuff. I did a blog post on this recently. Palm Pre, Android, much better notification systems than the iPhone. Just the way that, you know, iPhone, when something happens, you get that badge that shows up on the top of the screen and brings everything to a screeching halt till you deal with it. You know, Pre and Android in particular just deal much better, giving you just little subtle notifications that you can deal with or you can kind of ignore and come back to later. The multitasking on the Pre surpasses iPhone as well, even though now they have limited background apps. You know, I still like the iPhone for usability. I still think there's a lot of great things about it. And the whole ecosystem with the App Store is obviously huge. Just more and more apps all the time. And everybody's kind of playing catch up to that. But and the web browsing experience I still think is the best in the business. You know, particularly for the average user. But you know, when it comes to smartphone functionality, and now with some of the mobile computer in your hand functionality with, you know, notifications, multitasking, all that kind of stuff, it's not so clear cut. You know, people have been catching up to Apple, and I'm thinking we may need to see a bigger revamp in the next, you know, OS 3.5 or OS 4 or something from Apple in order to keep pace and kind of stay on top. There you go. Oh, no, I thought I had a freeze there, but no freeze right there. Anyway, so there you go. My recommendation, you know, if you're upgrading from the 3G, it's definitely not a must-have. If you're looking to get an iPhone, the 3G, if you can get one at the discounted price, is a better value. But if you want the state-of-the-art, the iPhone 3GS, you know, it's faster, the graphics are a little better, more storage. And 32 gigs of storage is almost enough to replace an iPod. I have a friend who says he's waiting for them to get a 64 gig at least, so he can leave his iPod at home and just have his music collection, or a big chunk of it, on the iPhone. For me, 32 gigs is enough. That, you know, plenty of space for music, and I don't mind switching it up every once in a while, and then obviously I can keep my videos and my apps and my photos in it. So there you go. It's the iPhone 3GS from Apple and AT&T. $199 for the 16 gigabyte model, $299 for the 32 gigabyte model. That is with a 2-year contract with the $30 a month iPhone data plan plus your voice plan. You can still get the iPhone 3G, $99 for the 8 gig model, although the refurb's an even better deal with the same 1-year warranty. I've been seeing those $79 for 8 gigs, $129 for 16 gigs. With much, much more on the iPhone, all the iPhone family, all the new Apple phones, all the AT&T phones, all the apps, everything in the mobile phone industry. I'm Noah from PhoneDog.com. Much more on the site, PhoneDog.com. Play the OnePod Bandit for a chance to win some stuff. And stay tuned for our revamped forums and community features. Coming soon, some cool stuff, so stay tuned for that. All right, till next time, thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.